Hey y'all, I'm hoping that this works because I'm in my basement and I know maybe some of you all are not on because I didn't say I was getting on, but I wanted to show you some stuff that I'm doing here in my craft room. One of the things I've found is really slowing me down, and I'm going to turn on this light over here in the other part of my basement, is being at the store long enough to make candles. And one of the candles that I really wanted, candle types that I really wanted to pursue for the business is ones with my formulation. So figural candles, fixed figurals. You know, I tried to get other people who have worked with me in the past to do them. And I just was like, you know what? It's not even a matter of me not having the expertise to do them. It's just the time that it takes to work on candles. So I'm going to show you all the stuff that I've kind of switched around here in the craft room. Hey, Melissa. Hey, RK. Hey, Chibi. Hey, RL. Hey, everybody. So anyways, so, you know, before these were plain wood and I didn't like those. And so what I've done is I've moved everything that was in my back storeroom in my store back to my house because there's a big hole in the ceiling in my store that they have to wait until the weather fixes to fix the roof. So what I have here, and I ordered these really cheaply off Amazon, is I try to pre-make wax and buy dye lots and things like that and store them by color, because one of the things about candle wax is colors will seep onto each other. One of the things that I will do is use if I see, like, say, a dark wax permeates onto a lighter wax, I'll just take a potato peeler, which I have here somewhere in one of these drawers. I got this really cool thing at Harbor Freight, and I always keep new potato peelers on stack to shave this. These are also really good if you use dye blocks and not liquid dyes. Now, because I'm vain and I love this woodworking table and I am fancy myself a junior woodworker, I bought paper to cover the table with. So check this out. So I've got my votive candle molds here. I've got these. I don't know if I'm gonna make glass enclosed votives for the store, but I bought some. I definitely will be making votives for my 201 students. And then we've got these handy dandy things from IKEA where we hang stuff, like the 7-day wick holders, and we use nails as wick pins. They worked excellently in these molds here, and different size of wick tabs depending on what size candle I'm making. These brushes are made to put lubricant in the candles. These things here, which would be beat to hell, these are for pourette molds, and they hold them together to keep it from seeping out. And then here, I got this cabinet for my students when I used to host Hoodoo 201 in my house. This cabinet, I got it like for 90 bucks at TJ Maxx, but it holds a lot of, there's like at least 5 dozen. You hear that cat screaming? Hey, Ruth. So this holds, oh, Tamika, you need to come by. Your bag is at the store. I done took it back to the store to get your order. Anyways, cat, if you don't be quiet, just always hollering for no goddamn reason. But I ordered like 5 dozen 7-day glass, even for the 7 days that I order from vendors. It's cheaper for me to get these shipped and pour them. 7-day candles are the easiest candles to pour. So it just goes on and on and on in that locker. And so these I got from IKEA. I haven't fully staffed these yet with different things, but more wick tabs, mica powders, the pliers and things that I use, box cutters to trim the edges off candles. Oh, I have got to have her get that warmer, but she's going to be calling me in a minute, okay? And so then these are all my paints and stuff that I do my crafts with. My 3D printer that Melissa and her husband helped me get, but I am yet to figure out how to use this damn thing. That's my goal for 2021, 3D printed stuff, maybe even little statues for altars and things like that. And that's my sublimation printer, which was a gift from my friend Lisa. And Lisa also gave me a gift of a mug press. So I'm going to be making witchy mugs. That mug press hooks into my t-shirt press. and I make t-shirts with that. This is my polymer clay oven. I keep a separate, this was just our family toaster oven, and when I decided I wanted to do polymer clay, I bought a new one and moved that to the basement. A lot of this stuff here you see is recycled. And then I've got my Cricut Easy Press under here. This is my sewing corner. In love with, I was able to get my serger fixed, so I'll be making different things on my serger, hopefully, prayerfully, like altar cloths and stuff like that. And then there's an Obatala statue in that box that I need to repaint because he was a little too light skinned. And then my sewing machine that I make all my titty grease, all my mojo bags and everything with. And I actually have, when I make a mojo bag, but mostly this is titty grease, I have by color all of my different satins that I use and felts that I use for mojo bags and titty grease. So I have everything in here by color. Behind this is where I keep finished ones. So I'll have packets available that I've already sewn for the titty grease, different sewing notions, buttons, pins. That's just ridiculous. Sewing notions, witch stitchery, all different types of sewing things, cutting mat and all that good stuff here. I keep my ironing board in this closet here. And of course you can't be a real seamstress without a Rowenta, so that's there in the back. Moved the dollhouse to the basement. Got to put that window back in. But look, we even got a little yard now, y'all. So I'm gonna be working on that. And here's my easel and stuff. And so I've got a number of things I just have to go through and organize. There's the airbrush machine. There's a lot of stuff here, and this is where I keep all of the Purette molds. These are molds that you have to press and clamp together in order to make candles. And I've got Purettes in there, and I do have some silicone molds in there. So as I get to figuring out how I'm going to work and where I'm going to work, I might even start making bath bombs here instead of at the store. I don't have them listed right now because we're too busy. So yeah, this is the extra cans, and right now, this is what I brought this bar cart with me from Chicago, and I hadn't really had a use for it. So these are how I melt the candle wax, and different people melt their candle waxes in different ways. What I would love at some point is an industrial melter, but right now what I have is this. And what I did was I noticed that we're able to do this on a laminate table in the store, and this is also laminate. So what I did was I went and got 2 pieces of marble tile, and I put that up underneath these cans. And so what happens is I have it out right now, but it's really good. I can keep it back, but when it's not being used, I can turn off for safety the switch down there and just push it all to the back. And so I have tea light holders here. I've ran across a lot of things. This is where I keep all of the dyes that I use. And then for the candle wax that like say I have too much, or I pre-make the dye, I put these are actually made for the soap, and I actually have clean ones at the store that I use to make the soap. And so I put these in the molds, they harden up, and then I put them in a box according to color. I mean, I suppose we used to just stack them on the shelves in the store, but candle dye comes off, especially if it's warm. So you don't want to mess up something white with candle dye. So I just went ahead here and I just put these up here in these boxes, and I got all of these for all these shoe boxes that you see here. I got these for like $20 and from Amazon, And so I have a special cup that I use for my NutriBullet, which is the kitchen NutriBullet, because I have a NutriBullet at the store, but I made sure I have a separate canister, because when I'm making candles with my formulations, we actually store the formulations, and we try not to make too much at one time to keep them fresh. I just take these from the store. If we're not going to be at the store, we're not going to be using them, right? So one of the keys to putting herbs in candles, especially when you're dealing with fixed votives and figural candles, is to grind up the roots a bit and not use so many, so you won't have a damn exploding ass candle. So, and then what I was doing at first was bringing stuff, like this was a mixture that I was making for something custom, protection and evil eye. I was bringing them from the store in little baggies, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna bring the jars I need and save plastic, and I'm not going to be ruining you know, plastic bags unnecessarily. And this is some polymer clay I just got. But I can't be without entertainment down here. So I got a new Roku for the basement television, and I got that on the wall. So I'm going to go ahead and hook up my Roku, get that program, because that's another thing when I have questions, when I'm doing anything, y'all. Hey, Miko, I miss you. I need you to come see me. I love you so much. But in any case, and then over here, I forgot to show you guys. So, like all of my craft stuff used to be in the office, and it just wasn't working anymore upstairs. So all my craft books are here. There's an essential oil diffuser. There's the Cricut. And then there's my Dremel station, because I'm a miniaturist. So I'm going to be working on, I got to get a new blade for my moto saw. I've learned about the moto saw. I learned about the drill press. I learned about the router, these little miniature things for small woodworking. And I figure, hell, if I can learn how to use them in Dremel size and smaller sizes, then when the world opens up again, okay, get that vaccine, boo-boo, get that vaccine. I'm going to wait a minute, but I'm going to get it. But in any case, I realized that when I'm doing craft stuff, why having the TV down here is so important is not only because I get to finally catch up on shit like movies and stuff that I don't get a chance to watch, but also for when I have questions, when I'm sewing, when I'm doing something with a miniature, when I'm trying to do something new with a candle. Everything I learned how to make by hand. If like the guys from the voodoo store didn't teach me stuff, I taught myself. And I taught myself through YouTube University. I'm telling y'all, it's the way to go. There's a lot of fuck shit on YouTube, but it has been an amazing blessing for me. I ain't going to show y'all a picture of my laundry room, but that one's going to be redone too, because I have 2 greenhouses in my laundry room. I'll show you that. Danny, I need you to come help me with the new lights, because they took the lights down and just messed up my configuration, but I can show you this half of the basement. I am not going to show you the other half of the laundry room. But I have 2 greenhouses down here now. And we're talking about taking the vaccine so we can see each other. So I'm getting ready. I've got some seeds down here and stuff for spring. And then I've got, Danny, if you need some, I've got a shit ton of mason jars that I may or may not be using, and that's my spare paint area and my antique. That's one of our lights that got taken down that I got to get back up again. I also have a Bluetooth timer that I can operate from my phone that works to control the lights, and it's got 2 plugs in it on the greenhouse. I will not be showing you the rest of my laundry room until a bitch catch up with her laundry, okay? But man, I think about, like, one of the things that keeps me really centered is I've been a crafter and, I'm an artist of different things for as long as I can remember. And I've always lived in apartments. This is my first house. Even when I bought something the first time, it was a condo. I never had a place. I'll call her back. She's at the store getting some things I forgot to make candles. So I just want to say hi. I got 2 readings tonight, and I got to get on these candles for y'all. So bye.